Alright, so I'm gonna have to make some more variables, and what the next variables are gonna do, so these variables were for just the quantity, like how many they want, pretty much. And the next variables I'm going to do is actually going to set the prices um, for each item to the object. So there's probably a lot of like I say this literally every video. There's multiple ways to do everything. So if there's a faster way that you're aware of, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm just going to do it this way. And if you have any better suggestions, please just let me know because I'm always open to learning new things. But I guess so. The way I'm going to do it is I could type. I'll just put totals for each one. So apples total, I guess, would be good for a variable. And then for this, so I need to have I want to go ahead and calculate how many they get times the price. So all I can do, I can just call apples. And what I want to do is I will multiply that by the price that I want. So 50 in this case. Um, like that. However, I already see where there's going to be some issues. So what I want to do is, I need to, this is probably going to be turned into just a 0.5, I would assume. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this one into a float, like this. So now this is being designated as a float because that's what it is. And the reason I did that, because you may think, oh, it's already a float, which it is, but I have to classify it as a float. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to format this whole line. If you recall, I used the format function in one of my last tutorials. I want to format all of this into a decimal place. All right. So what this will just make it say it's 50 cents. It'll multiply by 50 cents instead of just 0.5. And I want to refer back to this so that it'll show the total amount as 50 cents instead of the total amount as 0.5. And I guess I'm gonna have to do this for all of them now. So I'm just gonna do like before and just copy and paste to make it a little faster. All right, so apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, melons. All right, so let me just change these. Oranges, bananas. Oh, grapes and melons. And then I'll have to go back over here. And then oranges, bananas, grapes, melons. Now the prices. So 50, 60, 40, 10, and $1. All right. Okay. So let me just to see if this is going to be working. Let me just go ahead and put a print statement for um like purchasing things. So first, let me just put a line break and then print you purchased, and I want it to be all right. So these are already integers and these are floats. So I'm gonna change these back to what they were, or to strings, so I can concatenate it with a plus sign. So as you know, I'm really weird about that. Um, all right, so let's see. You purchased, and this is going to be calling apples, the apples variable. So what it's going to say is you purchased whatever they input here for apples. You purchased this many apples. And then I also wanted it to say how much the apples cost and their purchase. So this is going to be like a receipt. So it's going to be a menu, and then they're going to pick out stuff, and it's going to show how much they cost, and then it's going to print, pretty much the print section is just going to be a receipt, is how it's going to work. So, and then over here for the for, I want it to be another concatenate, and it's going to be, let's see. I want a dollar sign, and then maybe a string, and then I have to include the total instead. So the total variable apples total. But I need to make it like this, include the string, and then also need to close the print function. Alright, so I think I think this should work at least. Alright, so I want to copy and paste this a few times again. So as always, apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, melons. This is a lot of copying and pasting. Once you learn to copy and paste, you can pretty much code anything. Alright, so oranges, bananas, grapes, melons, and if it's good to keep things named similarly too, so you can also do stuff like this, like copying and pasting, makes your life a lot easier from what I can tell. So you don't have to type tons and tons of things. Alright. So put another line break. Alright. There's plenty of other things I want to do this, but I just wanted to go ahead and put that to see if there's anything wrong. Alright, how many apples would you like? 1, oranges 1, bananas 1, grapes 1, melons 1. Alright, so apples are being calculated as a $100. Did I do that? I did do that somehow. Where? 100, that's why. Nice, okay. People that noticed that probably are laughing the whole time that I was running that. Alright. Try this again. Make sure. Alright. You purchased 1 apple for 50 cents. And I'm an idiot for not changing that, but you see what should be changed. So I can literally just go back in here to change that really quick. So oranges, bananas, grapes. Just gotta change the string, the strings. Melons. Alright, cool. So this should work right, and it's a basic, very basic receipt and input function. Alright, so what I want to do to this next is, so I want it to calculate, it's gotta, so if you think about a receipt, I want it to add all of their purchases up to make a subtotal, and then I also want to include a tax to tax it, and then also have like a final cost.